Have you ever had someone walk away from you, only to realize that it completely flipped the script? She didn't expect you to walk away, did she? But here's the shocking truth: when you take a step back, you shift the entire dynamic. Suddenly she's the one left wondering, chasing after you and questioning everything she thought she knew. But why does this work? Why does your absence create such a powerful effect? It's more than just walking away. It's a psychological tactic that makes her re-evaluate everything. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this strategy works so well and how to make her miss you in ways you never imagined. And hey, if you're ready to uncover more mind-blowing secrets like this, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. This is just the one. Section 1, the void beginning. Section 1, the void. She didn't expect it when you step back. It creates a vacuum in her life, one that she didn't realize existed until you were no longer there. This isn't just about your physical presence. This is about the emotional and mental space you occupied. Think about it. Every conversation, every smile, every shared moment left an imprint on her mind. When you're gone, that space doesn't just disappear. It feels empty, and she becomes painfully aware of it. The fascinating part about human psychology is that we often don't recognize the value of something until it's no longer accessible for women. This absence creates a unique type of longing. It's not just about missing someone. It's about the sudden void that disrupts her emotional routine. She'll start to notice the small things: your laugh, the way you listened, the moments when you made her feel special. These memories take on a life of their own, replaying in her mind. And here's why this works. Walking away creates contrast. When you're present, it's easy for someone to take you for granted, but the moment you remove yourself, you become an absence that's impossible to ignore. It forces her to reflect on the role you played in her life, and that reflection stirs powerful emotions. But this effect only works if your presence was meaningful to begin with. If you were someone who added value to her life, your absence will be felt deeply. On the other hand, if you were overbearing, needy, or didn't bring anything unique to the relationship, walking away won't have the same impact. This is why it's so important to build a genuine connection when you're with her. The stronger your bond, the more profound the void you leave behind. Section 2, the mystery that Section 2, the mystery that builds desire. Builds desire. Mystery is one of the most powerful tools in attraction. Yet, so many men overlook its importance when you're constantly available. Texting her all day, telling her every detail of your life. You remove the element of intrigue. She knows everything about you, which leaves little room for her imagination to wander. But when you step back and embrace a more reserved approach, you become a mystery she can't stop thinking about. Here's how this works. Women are naturally curious, and curiosity is a gateway to desire. When you stop being an open book, she starts to wonder, what's he doing? Why isn't he reaching out? Has he moved on? These questions create a loop in her mind, pulling her thoughts back to you over and over again. Mystery isn't about playing games or being manipulative. It's about living your life with purpose and confidence. Focus on your passions. Work toward your goals and be selective about what you share. For example, instead of giving her a full rundown of your day, keep it simple. I had a busy day, but it was productive. This leaves room for her imagination to fill in the blanks. Another key aspect of mystery is unpredictability. If she always knows exactly how you'll respond or what you'll do, it becomes routine. But when you introduce small elements of surprise, like being unavailable for a few hours or pursuing new interests, it keeps her on her toes. She'll start to crave your attention because she doesn't know when or how it will come next. Ultimately, mystery isn't about withholding, it's about pacing. Give her glimpses of your world, but never lay it all out at once. This balance of sharing and reserving creates an air of intrigue that keeps her free. Section 3. The emotional connection captivated. Section 3. The emotional connection at the heart of every meaningful relationship is an emotional connection. It's what separates casual interactions from deep, lasting bonds. When you walk away, you're forcing her to confront the emotional space you occupied in her life. And here's the kicker: emotional connections are incredibly hard to replace. Think about the moments you shared, the inside jokes, the way you made her feel understood, and the times you supported her when she was down. These aren't just memories, they're emotional imprints. When you're no longer around, those imprints become even more pronounced. She'll start to replay those moments in her mind, and with each replay, her longing for you grows stronger. But here's the secret. Emotional connections aren't built through grand gestures or constant attention. They're built through small, consistent actions that show you genuinely care. When you take the time to listen to her, validate her feelings, and be present in the moment, you're creating a bond that goes deeper than surface-level attraction. When you walk away, that bond doesn't disappear. It becomes a void she can't easily fill. Other people might come into her life, but if they don't make her feel the way you did, they'll only serve to highlight what's missing. And that's the power of a genuine emotional connection. It makes you irreplaceable. Section 4. The contrast effect. The contrast effect is one of the most powerful psychological principles in human behavior. It's the idea that our perception of something is influenced by its comparison to what came before in relationship. This principle can work in your favor when you walk away. Here's how it plays out when you're always present, giving her your time and attention. It becomes the norm. She expects it, and over time she may even take it for granted. But when you remove yourself from the equation, you create a stark contrast. The attention she once received is suddenly gone, and that absence is impossible to ignore. This contrast forces her to reevaluate everything. She starts to notice the little things she overlooked, the way you made her laugh, the stability you brought into her life, and the unique connection you shared. It's like turning off the music in a room. The silence amplifies the memory of the melody. But for the contrast effect to work, your presence must have been impactful. If you were just there without adding value or creating meaningful moments, your absence won't create the same impact. That's why it's so important to show up as your best self when you're with her. Be confident, interested, and intentional in your actions. When you step back, the contrast will be undeniable. Section 5. The Scarcity 5. Section 5. The scarcity mindset. Scarcity is a psychological trigger that drives desire. It's why limited edition items sell out faster, why we treasure things that are hard to get, and why walking away can make a woman miss you like crazy. When you remove yourself from her life, you become scarce, and scarcity creates value. But this isn't about ghosting her or playing hard to get. It's about living your life in a way that shows you're not dependent on her attention. Spend your time pursuing your passions, investing in your growth, and building a life you're proud of. When she's that, you're thriving without her. It sends a powerful message. You're not easily replaceable. Here's where it gets interesting. Scarcity also taps into her fear of loss. When she feels like she's losing something valuable, your time, your energy, your presence, it creates urgency. She starts to question her own actions. Did I take him for granted? Did I push him away? How do I get him back? These thoughts drive her to take action. The key to making scarcity work is authenticity. Don't fake it or force it. Genuinely focus on yourself and your goals. When she sees that your life is moving forward with or without her, she'll feel the pull to re-enter your orbit, and when she does, it's on your 6. Section 6. The role of time in amplifying her feelings. Terms. Section 6. The role of time in amplifying her feelings. Time is one of the most underestimated tools in attraction. When you walk away, it's not just the act of leaving that impacts her. It's the time you spend apart that amplifies those feelings. Why? Because time creates space for reflection. It allows her to process her emotions. And as the days go by, the memories of you grow stronger. Think about it. When you're constantly in someone's life, they don't have the opportunity to reflect on your presence. It's only when you're gone that they start to think about the moments you shared, the laughs, the conversations, and the unique connection you had with every passing day. Those memories become more vivid, and the longing to reconnect intensifies. Time also works because it adds an element of mystery. She doesn't know what you're doing or who you're with, and that uncertainty fuels her curiosity. The longer the silence lasts, the more her mind begins to wander. She starts imagining scenarios. Is he moving on? Has he met someone else? And those thoughts keep pulling her back to you. But here's the catch. You have to use this time wisely while she's reflecting. You should be growing focus on improving yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. Hit the gym, pursue your passions, and elevate your life. When you finally cross paths again, like you'll be an even better version of yourself. And Shield 7. Section 7. The subtle power of indifference. Notice Section 7, the subtle power of indifference. Indifference is a silent yet incredibly powerful tool in attraction. It's not about pretending you don't care. It's about genuinely being at peace with whatever happens when you're indifferent to the outcome of a situation. It shows that you're emotionally secure, and this is a trait that women find deeply attractive. Here's why indifference works. Most people are used to being chased, especially in relationships. When you're indifferent, you break that expectation. You're not begging for her attention or trying to prove your worth. Instead, you're living your life with confidence and purpose. And that makes her curious. Indifference doesn't mean you're cold or dismissive. It means you're focused on your own happiness and growth. And whether or not she's a part of that doesn't define your worth. This mindset is rare, and that's what makes it so impactful. When she sees that you're unbothered by her absence, it forces her to reevaluate her own feelings. She starts to wonder, why isn't he chasing me? Did I make a mistake? This self-reflection often leads her to take action, but here's the key. Indifference has to be genuine. You can't fake it. The more you invest in yourself, the more naturally indifferent you'll become. Section 8. The emotional roller 8. Section 8. The emotional roller coaster effect. Coaster effect relationships, like all human interactions, are driven by emotions, and one of the most effective ways to make someone miss you is to create an emotional roller coaster. This doesn't mean playing games or being manipulative. It means understanding the highs and lows of emotional connection. When you walk away, you create a low point. She feels the absence, the void, and the lack of attention she once had. But when you eventually reappear, whether through a chance encounter or a brief interaction, you create a high point. This contrast between absence and presence makes her emotions more intense. Think of it like a song with a powerful chorus. The verses build up an anticipation, and when the chorus hits, it feels impactful because of the contrast. Walking away creates that build-up. It gives her time to reflect, to miss you, and to realize what she had. When you do come back into her life, even momentarily, it feels like a rush of emotion. But here's the catch. The emotional roller coaster only works if the highs are genuine when you're present. You have to bring value, positivity, and energy into her life. The stronger the emotional connection you create during the high points, the more impactful the low points will be when you step. 9. Section 9. Why women value self-discipline. Section N. Why women value self-discipline. Walking away requires discipline. It's not easy to step back from someone you care about, especially when you feel the urge to reach out or check in. But that discipline is exactly what makes it so effective. Women value men who can control their emotions and actions because it shows maturity. And self-mastery discipline is attractive because it's rare. Most people act on impulse, especially in relationships. They send that late-night text they call when they shouldn't, or they over-explain their feelings. But the man who can resist those urges stands out. He's in control, and that control is magnetic. When you walk away and stay disciplined, it sends a powerful message. I don't need you to validate me. I'm secure in who I am. This level of confidence and self-assurance is incredibly appealing to women. It shows that you're not just saying you're high value, you're living it. Discipline also builds trust. When a woman sees that you're consistent in your actions and that you don't let emotions dictate your behavior, she feels safe. She knows you're reliable, not because you're always available, but because you're steady and grounded. That stability makes her miss you even. 10th Section 10, the power of letting go. More Section 10. The power of letting go. At the heart of walking away is the power of letting go. This isn't about giving up or losing. It's about releasing your attachment to the outcome. When you let go, you free yourself from the need for her validation. And that freedom is incredibly empowering. Here's the irony. The moment you truly let go is often the moment she starts to chase you. Why? Because letting go creates space. It allows her to feel the loss, to reflect on what you brought to her life, and to decide on her own terms that she wants you back. Letting go also shifts the dynamic. You're no longer the one seeking her attention. You're the one she's seeking. This doesn't mean you're playing hard to get it. It means you're genuinely at peace with whatever happens, whether she comes back or not. You know, you'll be okay. Because your happiness isn't tied to her, it's tied to you. And here's the most important part. Letting go isn't about her, it's about you. It's about reclaiming your power, focusing on your growth, and living a life that fulfills you. When you let go, you're not just walking away,